Greetings, everyone. Welcome back. This is episode 4 of Around the Cauldron. Hi.
Wow, we've done this for 4 episodes. It's
we
almost
sure have.
like we give a crap.
Here we are.
So, thank you everyone for watching and listening. This will be an interesting episode.
For sure.
Like I told them before we started here, this can go one of a few ways. So we'll, you know what? We'll just kind of go starting with what we're freaking on, what are geeking on. Wow, that sounded horrible. What we're freaking on and what we're geeking on.
There it is.
So
I thought not talking was like my shtick.
that is kind of your shtick right there. What? So let me tell you about what I'm kind of freaking on.
Okay.
Guys, Tool has finally done it and has released their discography on Spotify and a new album at the end of August.
I don't like Tool. I'm just gonna say it now. I know I'm the metal guy on here, but I've never been a fan. It's just never been
I really
my
like
thing.
Tool.
my
I'm
gosh.
not obsessed with them, but I
Blasphemy.
really like them.
I know everyone who talks to me about that is super surprised. They're like, "What? You don't like Tool?" I'm just like, I've just never really gotten into
All
it.
I know is that Daryl was very excited this morning.
Yes.
I think it was pretty cool.
Well,
Also,
I mean,
too,
but for all the fans of that band, that's awesome. I'm happy for them because
they're also having a new album out for the first time in 13 years.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
incredible.
Yeah. Loudwire did like an article of things that took less time than.
I love.
Oh, of course they would.
I love
Amazing.
I love stuff like that. So also too, I am Chris.
Tyler.
Corey.
Dead on the inside. I mean Bryant.
I'm trying to be vigilant so that we always identify us because we
Yes.
got the video going, but
Yeah.
for our audio
But
listeners,
yes,
that's an important thing.
I'm Brian.
So-
I'm actually here for a second podcast.
Oh my God, you've been in half of them.
I asked him specifically to be in this one.
I
You'll
wonder,
know
I
why
wonder
soon.
why.
You'll find
I
out
wonder-
soon, maybe.
I guess what I'm geeking on right now is that Ninja left Twitch and is now at Mixer, which is owned by Microsoft, and they probably paid him like an undisclosed amount. I'm going to say somewhere in the 10 million range.
Oh, for sure.
Really? He left Twitch?
He left
I
Twitch.
mean-
Yeah, he
Why
left Twitch.
I mean,
Why?
He
Because
announced
Mike-
it after the Fortnite World Cup when that 16-year-old won.
yeah.
He announced he's leaving Twitch and going to Mixer.
Why?
Because
Probably because they're going to pay him $10 million.
They paid out all his subs.
So they pay out. So it's more. There's a bigger cut. You pay out more right there. But also, he's going to be the biggest thing on there. By the way, so he's at Lollapalooza right now doing Fortnite.
Yeah.
At one point, he had 80,000 people watching him at once.
Yeah.
The most that Mixer ever had on one person is like 6,000.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
That's-
It's the same guy that, set the record for the most concurrent viewers when he streamed with Drake.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised. It's just like, you have all the people that hate him. He's like, oh, he's a sellout. I'm just like, who
He knows how to make the
cares?
money.
that phrase.
Yeah, it's a terrible phrase, but it's like he's doing a smart business
Sellout,
decision.
Whatever.
He makes over $500,000 a month. Just
Isn't-
put that in perspective for you guys.
Isn't the
So
point
much
of
money.
doing that, to make money off of something you're interested?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
again, that's why it's
like-
like good for him, but it's like, do I see Mixer all of a sudden resurging? No.
Because I looked up a little bit today. So, I think even after he's still like in the high 60s, low 70,000 range. And then everyone else is like few hundred
That's
here
not
and there.
bad.
So in terms of like Fortnite, he had, I guess, in the most views, he was at like 80% of the full views was just him. So
He is the king of.
it'll probably snowball.
He
I
may
don't-
suck at competitions, but he is still considered the king of Fortnite.
Yeah.
Got him.
So that was my little bit. I was super excited to talk about that.
Okay.
Tyler, what do you think, man?
All right, so Bryant and I are both extremely excited. I have finished. He has not. We're watching The Boys.
Oh, I need to watch that.
You really do.
I need to watch that.
You
so
really
bad.
do.
It is like we.
It's already filming. They're already filming season 2.
Well, yeah.
They got greenlit before season 1 even came out
That's because the executives were like, "Oh, this is gonna make money."
it's also
saw dollar
it's
signs.
also Seth Rogen.
Yeah. And for
Seth
being
Rogen directed it?
for being a
He's an
Seth
executive-
Rogen produced
no, he's-
project, it is.
He's an executive
one of
producer.
the
Is he
most-
really?
It's one of the most violent things I've ever watched.
Hey, that'd be really funny, man.
He is.
He is.
in one
He
of
has
the
a cameo.
episodes.
He has a
Oh,
cameo in
Jesus.
an episode.
Yeah, but the way that show is so smartly written because they incorporate way too many real aspects of like our normal lives into that show, especially like celebrity stalking and all this other nonsense that goes on. It's
What's wrong with celebrity
crazy.
stalking?
nothing. It's just always in the news.
I mean, who cares what I think about Ariana Grande and know where she lives and watches her 24/7? Continue.
Yup, that's a thing apparently.
Who the hell has time?
proud of you,
Who has the
Chris.
hell? Who the hell has time to stalk?
No
That's
one.
a good question. It's not like it's the 70s anymore when we're always bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's too nice.
You know why there are
Take
so
a
many serial
picture,
killers in the
last
70s and the
longer.
80s? Because
Everyone-
people actually answered their doors.
Yep. You got our generation. I ain't answering
Someone
that.
rang my
He might be a
doorbell.
serial
Someone
killer.
rang my doorbell, and they're like, "Are you expecting anyone?" I'm like, "No."
Are you
Should
gonna
we
get that?
answer it? No.
Are you crazy? Someone will kill you.
Exactly.
Everyone knows murders happen
That or
outside.
I'm gonna have to hear about Jehovah.
Oh boy. Anyway,
Tyler, I
so
will never forget when you shoot a Jehovah's Witness away from my house.
I did.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot!
I
I thought you
did?
said shoot, and I was like, oh my god, because I
You're
made
gonna
that
have to
murders
you're
joke
gonna have to
outside.
remind me of that.
Yeah, we were hanging out one summer. This was after high school, and some Jehovah's Witnesses came to my door,
Right.
and they were talking to me, and I was really struggling to tell them in a polite way to get lost.
Uh-huh.
And then from the other room, I just hear you go, "Honey, come back to bed."
I do remember that now.
Yeah,
I was just doing it because I was getting annoyed.
yeah, and you just go straight for the jugular every time.
Hold on. When we're talking about crazy, stupid stuff right here, can I really quick?
Are
quick.
you gonna do this story?
Well, you way to leave a very open question. So whatever I say, you go that one. No, it was the one about the guy that says the Impossible Burgers. No one should eat the Impossible Burgers because it'll alter your human DNA and therefore God won't save you because you're not human.
The
Cool.
Impossible Burgers.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's all vegetable.
because it's all
based.
vegetable based and everything too. They said it will alter your DNA, so therefore you're no longer human. So Jesus won't save you because you're not human.
Oh, good. We have Alex Jones on the show. Everyone, say hi.
Yeah. How about that?
I'm like, you can't make that shit up.
You
I mean, you
can't
can't make
threaten-
that up. Whoop.
You can't threaten me
Yep.
with a good time.
Hey, you get the first beat. Good
Yep.
job.
All right. Well,
All right, so
I guess
What
I'm
do
done.
you got, Corey?
Go ahead, Corey.
Well, I guess no one who's listening is going to be able to know about this. I'm really freaking out about my contact lenses that I just got. I'm not going to lie. It's been a long
Gosh,
time.
How-
look at his face.
And
I almost didn't recognize you.
if you've watched our reacts, we always make fun of him because he's as blind as a bat, and now he's only semi-blind as a bat.
It's true. I mean, I have my contact
Or like a
lens today,
platypus.
too.
Are they like half blind?
I wish I was as cool as
Maybe
a
that was like a
platypus.
mole rat or something like that.
No, but
Mole
they got
rats
cool
are
spikes
fully
on the back of
blind.
their feet.
Mole rats are
that's-
fully
yeah.
blind. They have to use
Like,
their
it makes sense.
claws.
Avatar: The Last Airbender when they go
Yeah.
through the tunnels and
Yeah.
the mole rat. Ah, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
The earth-bending mole rats.
And what am I geeking
Herding
about?
cats.
What am I geeking about? I don't know. I don't really have anything that I'm truly geeking
Okay,
about
that's
right
fine.
now. I don't know.
Oh, I
I
did.
got paid today. That's cool.
Oh, I know. I know what I'm geeking about.
What's that?
I finished the last Witcher book. Last.
Oh
podcast.
yeah, damn.
Podcast one.
Dang,
Oh,
dude, you
I
read that
remember what I
fast.
was
Oh yeah,
geeking
no, I
about.
blew through it.
I pretty much bought all but like the last 3 manga for My Hero.
There you go. That's what.
That's
you're
what I'm
geeking
geeking about.
about. Yeah.
Just shoot me a text when you get to that chapter, that arc, because I know you're gonna get really pissy.
Am I gonna throw one of these books?
You are going, depending, knowing you're not gonna throw it, but you are probably gonna be like, "Mother, did he really just do that?"
He's gonna retcon himself, isn't he? Essentially.
Maybe.
For our audio
That-
listeners, he's
that
like
face.
mayhaps look.
Mayhaps look like that smirky maybe.
All right, I'll let you know.
Okay,
Anyway.
I'll wait
I've
for that
read-
text.
I've read up to the part where the camp got attacked. So,
Okay, so
Okay,
you're-
you're
so I'm
you're
in
still-
season 3
He's
of the
getting there.
anime.
yeah. So you're not even to the.
Why do you
the
ever
test
do that?
yet.
You like lead with the like, well, you're not to this part right here. No, I'm not. Oh, well, completely forget what I just said.
No, because
okay.
he's watched the anime, so
I know.
the licensing exams. He hasn't gotten to that arc yet.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Listen, I'm pretty much a goldfish. I'm gonna forget what he said in like 2 days anyway.
You are a
Not
goldfish, so
me. I'll remember.
You can remember every shark puppet, like little vine right there, but you
Listen.
can't remember.
Listen, anything that makes me want to forget.
We've
my
been doing this for
existence-
3 years. Granted, the podcast is new, but we've been doing this crap for 3 years. Obscure references. We had an entire Super Mario
That's fair.
RPG episode where we just went obscure reference to obscure reference to obscure
was pretty
reference.
deep.
It was deep.
It was pretty deep.
Yeah, so you you can't shoot that crap at him.
When Gino was Australian, even though Gino is like
Bostas.
an Italian name.
Faustus.
Bryant.
The
Oh,
giant
boy.
I still love that episode of the giant Koopa Troopa when it started flying at you. Beer.
Alrighty.
There it is.
I still have the heavy
well,
Koopa
go ahead,
pinned to
Brian.
my corkboard in my
Oh, nice,
desk.
yeah.
Good. The boys.
Yep.
The boys.
The boys.
Boys.
The
Carl Urban.
only difference is I actually started looking at the comics.
I'm getting into them.
They're
but
it's very different from
they're,
the
like,
show.
on their way to my house.
Yeah, it's like it's very different from the show.
Nice.
So I've stopped reading the comics because I kind of just want to enjoy the show.
Yeah, that's
for
what
what
I
it
did.
is. So it's like once the show's over, however many years or
Then you
seasons,
get into the comics hardcore.
yeah, because like chapter 4 is totally different from like episode 4. I'm like, okay, I gotta stop.
Yeah.
But so it's basically they're two separate entities and both are incredible. That's what I'm geeking about. What am I freaking out about?
I don't know.
Was it the trailer for the new It movie?
That looked really good, by the way.
It really did.
That
Did you?
look
They
really good.
they also got a Stephen King to shoot a special scene.
Yeah, they sure did. And also, it's supposed to be
Gotta
like
be careful when you use the term
special.
scene.
And
Because
Stephen King.
we remember how it's supposed to end in the first part at least.
Yes.
Well, they cut that out.
And they
on
cut that
purpose.
out. I think that was wise.
Yeah, what a ripoff, by the way.
Thank
I
you,
paid good-
Corey.
I paid good money to watch pedophilic scenes, and they cut that.
Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
All right,
He's
yeah.
a psycho.
But
Stephen King? Yes,
Yeah.
obviously.
I was not in Podcast 2, but I did finally watch Podcast 2.
What'd you think?
I thought it was great. You guys did a good job. So you guys
Tell
brought
him to
up the-
keep lying. He's in too deep.
You guys were talking about the fact that you couldn't find Big O anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
you can.
I found it.
Where?
Where?
Blu-ray, Amazon, $50.
Oh, okay.
$50.
I thought he was gonna make it like a Crunchyroll joke.
It's Crunchyroll.
Crunchy.
Dude, I swear to God, if
We're
you say
not
it's Crunchyroll,
spons.
I know,
We're
but
not spons. I
No.
would love to be though. Please sponsor.
He's the
me.
only one that has that. No, it's on there.
yeah.
Okay.
I found it.
It's like G Gundam.
yeah,
You either
it's an
find
HD
that
remaster.
Okay.
you find it on YouTube and it's like that
Real terrible.
240 quality and it's like white screened,
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
this
well,
is
and it's like this big.
Yeah.
And
this
yeah,
is the
it's-
this is the full.
which is weird because we have all of Yu Yu Hakusho on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like
They
good
did
quality.
HD. They did
And
HD.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now on Hulu, but
Speaking of things I wish I was sponsored by, let's talk about our actual sponsor for half a second before we get into the meat. and
absolutely,
potatoes.
because we're only 12 minutes and 30 seconds into this podcast.
So while we have you here for a second, we are sponsored by Eargasm Earplugs. Hearing is awesome. Make sure you can in the future get yourself a pair of Eargasm earplugs.
What?
What?
Sorry, that's a joke.
Nice.
Hearing's
Wow.
awesome. What?
Nice.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Why pay $5,000 for hearing aids when you can pay $35 for earplugs? Thank you very much.
Maybe
Love
it'd
you.
stop the tinnitus that I have right now. I'm noticing like a little mild like tinnitus.
Yeah,
Just just
Mop.
Yeah, like no joke though. Like
You.
I have them
They're-
on my keys.
yeah.
Like that this is the case for them.
Yes,
So I never forget to take them to a concert.
it's important.
I'm seriously gonna have to get a pair.
Do it.
Yeah, no
They're
joke.
awesome. I love
I'm
them.
gonna have to get some.
I'm gonna have to get some.
We're sponsored by him now. So.
All right.
And we're sponsored by them, so maybe I can get us some free ones.
Yeah.
They're at no charge.
Do we have
Ain't
a-
nothing free in this
do we have
world.
a promo code or is it just a?
There for people watching on YouTube, there will be a link in the description.
And I could put it in the podcast description.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
So it'll be in whatever description you find us on.
So click the link in the description below.
Not the sex offenders one.
no, let's not do that.
What is with you today?
I
You've
don't
been
know.
watching way too much of Finding Neverland.
I like, dude, like seriously, this is 2 weeks in a row.
I didn't bring up Neverland. He did.
No, that's
You've been
not
making
true.
some pretty dirty stuff.
All right.
It's
Well,
because it makes everyone mildly uncomfortable. And speaking of mildly uncomfortable, Tyler.
here we go.
Okay, so actually, I'm gonna before you start.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about
Heavy subjects.
heavy subject. We're going to be talking about depression, mental health. This is kind of
This is your trigger warning. So
this
if
is
you
your
can't
trigger
handle
warning. This is kind of something we wanted to discuss because we all like to make dark jokes, but this is kind of something.
We're gonna
that-
try to be as serious as possible here.
No, we're not. We're going to be serious, but we're also this is our dark humor. It's like this is how we cope with it. So
But if
So
you
that's just
cannot
like that's the
handle
warning.
this-
Yeah, if you can't handle it, thanks for listening to us for about 15 minutes. Otherwise,
Your part is done.
yeah. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you're gonna notice these
Those-
these
Let's
adult
say those-
beverages are
those-
gonna get
those bottles are stacking up
They're,
right
they're
there.
gonna stack.
Yeah.
They're gonna stack
Are
real
you on your
fast.
third already?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway,
They're gonna stack. Because here we go.
okay.
All right, Tyler.
How to
here
start?
you go.
Okay. So for those who have
Go ahead
been
and start
on
pulling it up too. By the way,
for those who have been on YouTube for since at least
Ever.
2012
2012.
or know
2013.
what memes are,
Yeah.
which is the whole
No
world.
memes.
The
Yeah,
first
go
dank
memes.
meme. The
Yeah.
first dank meme of our generation.
Exactly. So, a video was uploaded to 2012, and it was called JB Fan Video, and it was done by one Laina. And then she overnight became a meme called the Overly Attached Girlfriend. So,
OAG.
OAG.
As she's called OAG.
OAG, which quickly turned into an entire YouTube channel full of what I like to think is incredible content.
It's very original.
It's very original.
Look at that. JB fan video has 19 million views.
Exactly.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and the Carly Rae Jepsen one has 20.
Oh my God, that one is great.
So, for people who don't know, she played this character who I'm
Persona.
sure you played this persona, you have this creepy look on her face, and she's the overly attached girlfriend that she played on her channel for, I don't know, like 30 some videos or more. And then
7 years.
And for 7 years she did this character. And she also did other things. She did tons of Q&As.
Q&A. She did some original stuff. Those little, like
Original.
small sketch.
Did some sketches and skits.
Yeah.
And
Still
all
one of
kinds
my
of-
favorite is with Shane Dawson, or this one with Life According to Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Breaking
good,
up
yeah.
with overly attached girlfriend.
That or the other one where she does the thing where she's like stalking him through the park, and he was like, "Laina, where's my dog? I miss him so much." 'Cause
Yep.
she stole his dog.
Yeah, right.
And it's just really wholesome content, and she recently announced that she's leaving YouTube forever, and she posted a quite long video. And sorry, I just gave
Was
myself
it
a 28
28 and a half minutes?
This is 28 and a half minute long video where she basically she dropped the bomb on everybody.
You dropped the bomb on me.
Well, her last video was a year ago.
Yeah,
Almost a year ago.
yeah. I remember when that video dropped because I remember where I was when that happened.
That's crazy that she did. It's been almost a year, and then does another video almost a year.
And then we were
Dude,
like,
that's some poetic stuff right there.
yeah. And then
That's a crazy release schedule.
it is. But as we found out when we were watching the video, we figured out why that was happening, and it was because she was battling with depression, anxiety, and I'm sure other factors,
Creator burnout.
creative
Career
burnout,
fatigue.
and all kinds of things. And you've heard it before from other creators before, where they keep going.
Guys, listen. Our darling Bruce Green, he's taking a month off of Funhouse.
He is?
He's taking a month off. He
Really?
just announced it.
Wow.
Him and Autumn's leaving her channel too.
Well, I guess she's with Funhouse, but they're kind of taking
Well, she's with Funhouse, and then that.
Sugar Pine 7. They're
Sure.
all under the same.
Yeah,
they're
but
living- they're
I
in the
did
same
not
building.
hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just they're just on their podcast.
Well,
they released.
when you're on YouTube uploading videos and working literally 7 days a week, almost, especially when you're at Funhouse. But so she was doing all these things, and then on top of that, she was also trying to raise money for charities and having to put all these things together. Mind you, she is one person doing all of this work.
Yeah.
There's 4 of us.
I don't really see the connection between those two right there.
Well, no,
No,
it's
no,
the amount of work that
I know,
like,
I know.
Yeah.
Spreading the load.
We run
gonna be the
two.
Nate's
We
title
run
of our
two
next-
YouTube channels between 4 people. That's manageable. She's running a YouTube channel and doing all these charities all by herself.
By the way, you
Exactly.
totally missed that right there. Spreading the load.
Oh, I heard you.
No, I
heard you.
ignored it.
I ignored you.
I ignored it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fair.
Yeah. So it was just kind of sad. And also, probably one of the most real videos I think I've ever watched on YouTube ever. Because on top of explaining herself, then she went on and showed us videos that we were never supposed to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deleted.
Where
She did, it was like her own like video diary, video biography
for herself.
yeah.
But instead, she showed it to everybody, and you really got an idea of what was going on.
Yeah.
And it's
Great.
hard to watch.
It's real gritty.
So
I guess. Let me kind of take the reins right here. So
go for it.
my question to you guys is: one, do you think this is very genuine? Genuine in a sense that these are real things that are happening to her, and these are things that have greatly affected her. I think we can all agree.
Oh my
yes.
God!
Absolutely,
Yes.
yes.
So, and then my second question is: what do you think is the underlying cause? Is it burnout from doing too much? Is it that maybe she doesn't want to be recognized as overly attached girlfriend? Do you think that she wants to do more with life? Do you think that she just, maybe has become such a public figure, basically a online celebrity that she can't go anywhere, and that maybe people just constantly recognize her? What do you guys think?
I think
You guys go ahead
I think
and-
there's a combination of a lot of factors on that, but I mean, it doesn't. You don't need anything to cause depression. Depression just happens.
It's a chemical
sometimes.
imbalance.
Like that, it just happens. Like
And that was
depression,
maybe
anxiety.
leading to the other one. Could there be just no underlying reason?
Yeah, that
Could
could
just
very-
be depressed for.
She did say that her issues in the last video one. She did say that it really started to like really take hold when she started thinking of it as a job,
Yeah.
and
She felt the mounting pressure.
yeah, and like
Well, especially for 1.2 million people that
You're gonna be busting yourself to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
to that. Yeah.
And at one point, she was like only uploading on a certain day, and then she went later on to 2 days, and then she had to go back down to 1 day, and then it was back up to 2, and then drop off.
Well, I mean,
And I know we're not always the consistent people because
don't look to us.
spoiler alert,
we suck.
I'm the one who edits most of the videos that go on this channel,
Yeah.
and I definitely don't always hit the upload schedule. In fact, I rarely do. I usually
We actually applaud you in our chat right there. Like, you did it, man. You put it out on Wednesday. Good job.
Well, I mean,
actually
just
got it out on
recently,
Wednesday.
Yeah, just recently, it's like Corey's in the group chat. He's like, "Hey, Tyler, I'd really like for that interview to go up, today or tomorrow."
And I'm like,
Hey,
hey,
joke's
bud,
on you. I'm already almost done with it. It
I'm
will
already
be up
almost
tonight.
on it. And then, hey, it didn't get uploaded tonight because guess what? I wasn't feeling it. I needed to take a break.
but I mean, like that's the thing. Is like you can burn yourself out on something easily.
I have
Easily.
several
Even if-
times.
even if it's something you enjoy.
I wish I could
doing.
burn out on relaxing.
Oh.
Doesn't that sound nice? Doesn't that sound nice?
No,
not at
I'm
all.
not really
No,
Burn
I'm
out.
not.
I want to burn out by sitting on a beach. No, okay. So,
No,
after-
that's called being a burnout.
oh, that's what it is right there. Because I'm high all the time. Got it. I guess I watched this video right here, and it seemed like kind of all the things that we talked about, that she was maybe asked a lot to be a creative content maker, and that she had to come up with original stuff, good quality original stuff.
Yeah.
And again, what made her famous was the overly attached girlfriend.
So she kept doing it.
And so she kept doing it. It obviously got views. It got people interested. It got people
Made
into
us
her
laugh.
brand right there.
It made us laugh because it's a funny character.
Oh, yeah.
And
Corey and I were just watching a couple when we were at dinner tonight.
Oh
they
my
are
God.
funny. Hey, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're great. But I guess. Do you when you are now this figure right here? Okay, and I assume that she probably had, a network behind her too that says, hey, we want to get you into more people's, viewing repertoire. So we want to push your content right here. This is what we ask of you. We need a video, and just like we need you to have all these responsibilities. And you're right. She is just one person, and it becomes, like you said, mounting pressure when it now becomes a job, and you have to deal with higher ups, and they're looking at analytics. They're looking at how many people are viewed right here, and they're going, this one didn't do very well. You need to do better on the next one right over here. I mean, that anyone can be in that situation, even at a job right there, a real job, not real job,
No,
but
you're
an
not
everyday
downplaying
job,
that.
not a celebrity or public figure job,
Yeah.
and go, I'm under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, heck, she
So-
had a video where she just flat out said, "I'm stressed."
Yeah. So the way I always like I will never compare us to her, but the way I like kind of meshed us together is Corey, name the band that burned you out. because every time we reacted to it,
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
there you go.
And I did enjoy their music a lot, but we would get dumped on with request after request after request. No matter
Just love
how
Fear
much
and
we
Loathing.
put out from
Oh,
Fear
no.
and Loathing, it was just not enough, and people wanted more. It's like, and we were getting to that point with BTS at one point.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, we need to slow down on this. Otherwise, I'm going to hate listening to this.
Exactly.
Yeah, like we all love Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, but it was like to the point where we were when we were trying to do a daily upload schedule of, it's like, hey, one day has to be Fear and Loathing, and it created a burnout. So
Because you're like, oh, but I really want to put this other thing out. And
Yeah.
they're like, no, this has to go out.
this has to go out.
Because
And
this is what sells.
what
right now.
kind of
I was honestly relieved when we tried to do like 3 separate videos.
And
of
they got
theirs,
taken down.
All got taken down for copyright. I was so relieved. I was like, okay. Do you want to know the crazy thing? I have not listened to them since.
Really?
I have not listened to them one time since then. I was just done.
He's like, and I want to keep it that way.
I was done.
But the big difference between with the channel we run and her channel was, I'm not downplaying what we do. I love what we do. Mm-hmm. But I'm not saying
We're
it's
not
easy.
famous.
No, well, no. Yeah. Our job kind of is easy. We get to sit here and watch music videos.
Yep.
And that's our content. Like, our content is our shtick and our terrible jokes, our dark humor, our cringe-worthy attitude that somehow a lot of bands like us for. I don't get it.
Because they're just as fucked up as we are.
Exactly,
I'm
but
so sorry.
It's okay. You're fine.
there's a bleep.
Trust me, I'm gonna do more editing
that was
stuff
at,
right here.
2610. There you go.
Thank you.
No, but we kind of, I'm not downplaying what we do, but it is easy. And she's creating content off of herself.
So you're 100% right. That's why shows like The Simpsons, shows like The Family Guy, anything that are culturally relevant can go on forever. You have an unlimited source.
South Park.
An unlimited source of stuff to talk about or poke fun of right here.
Yeah.
For her, there's only so many times you can do a trope, so many times you can do a character before people are like, okay, this was really funny, but now it kind of seems like the same old repetitive stuff right there.
Yeah.
So for us, we could do this forever. I don't think we're going to do it forever, but we could do this forever right here.
I'd like to.
I wouldn't. Okay.
No,
Ha, now we're in a blood pact right here. Nah. Okay.
Whoa.
Tyler, where's your knife?
So, but that's
We're cutting ourselves.
but the thing for us is that we have
threaten me
we
with a good time.
There it
man,
is.
little knife play.
Joke's on you. Now I'm turned on.
All right now.
So, but for us, it becomes we have a
meme,
structure. We know what we want. We know what our audience wants right here. We add banter to it, so maybe I know for me, I constantly think of things that would be really funny to say, and then we just do it
Bird
right
Bath
there.
and Beyond.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So for this here, they are asking a lot from her, and any sane person. Any person with like a shred of kind of knowing what's going on with their life
The catch-22.
They know that there's a give and take, and there's a big time commitment. There's a lot of thing here. I guess I'm just surprised it's this early, because she's been doing this for 7 years. Like, dude,
well,
I've had underwear longer
technically
than
5.
7 years.
Technically 5.
Like, dude, I've had a pair of socks that are over 10 years old right
Well,
there. It's like,
yeah.
so, for it's such a short time, but
socks.
so
But you also have to look at it as we're not her.
No, you're
No, yeah, I know.
You get what I'm saying is that I think she's, because I mean, really a lot of her pressure was like 2015, so she was really only doing it for like 2 years. Like, I don't get depressed at a job until it's like year 4,
Well,
and then I'm going, okay, I'm kind of ready for it.
She was doing it for 4 years by that point.
Well, it's 2013.
2012.
2012. Okay, so for 3-4 years, she was starting to kind of notice this kind of thing going on inside her with the depression and the constant stress of everything too. But
that can hit you at any time.
I understand that.
Like,
But also, guys, she's also 28 years old.
Yeah, she's our age.
She's our age right here. So,
She's
quick
not my
hands.
age.
I really want to do this. Quick hands. Who can say that they have probably dealt with some sort of depression?
all of us.
All of us. So,
She is not my age. I'm 30.
you did it.
you made it.
Remember, that's
So-
why you don't see me in the first 2 podcasts and a lot of the videos. I threw my back out at 30 years old.
Calm down, AARP.
So, like,
Put your country kitchen.
So I guess here, like, people our age are I guess in my opinion, and I was trying to look at some statistics of this too, right here. Like, it is a very strong growth of like people our age bouting with mental illness and depression.
Because
and all these
society is full of stress and there's no relief for it.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, there's no outlet, stuff like that.
Think
and if
about
you have
it,
something
though.
like this that could be a hobby for someone that is their outlet, that is now her job.
well, there are
That's not-
shirts. There are shirts that literally just have the YouTube symbol,
yeah.
and it says YouTube is my therapy.
So
So what is a therapist? How does a therapist get therapy? Is kind of what it is. Like who treats a therapist about depression when they're a therapist?
A fellow
Who goes to
therapist.
YouTube?
It's
to-
the
for their
SpongeBob.
outlet?
It's the SpongeBob conundrum. Who delivers
Wumbo?
the mailman's mail?
Oh.
Is it a different type of mailman?
I thought you were gonna say it's M for Mermaid Man and W for Wumbo.
Nope.
Nope.
It's definitely not that.
Nope. See,
So-
there we go. We're trying to avoid this dark path that we're about to go down, and it's
Oh,
we
good.
might as well just dive down.
All right, Corey,
So
go for it.
okay, so
Give me a beer while we're talking about this.
Everybody needs a beer.
I need a beer for this.
I'll pass them down.
Thanks. We don't normally do this,
but
in
it's
the
a
middle of our
podcast,
video.
so
Thank you.
So here's
that was hot.
here's let me speak from personal experience.
Go for it.
oh yeah, we're all about to go down personal experience.
So-
I definitely need a drink for this.
So
Easy there.
wow, I know I'm sad, but Jesus.
Easy there, buddy.
So I've mentioned it in posts before that, you know, like when I'm really struggling with so I was diagnosed about a year ago with depression and anxiety, which big shock there. No. Yeah, no.
Oh my God! When did this happen?
You knew about
You knew
this?
Yeah, I did.
What do you mean you knew? Everyone knew, you emo sad boy. What's wrong with you?
Okay.
I should know. I should realize when he liked My Chemical Romance.
Oh, I was
Where
gonna
did
make
I
an
go
AFI joke.
wrong?
Dang it!
I think the used would have been a bit
The
more
used.
apt.
All right.
Okay.
So
Back to
anyway,
Corey.
so like, you know, we've been doing this for 3 years, Tyler and I, and you know, I have said multiple times, you know, this has given me an outlet to like really express myself, to really have fun, to get away from the world. You know, I go to concerts all the time. I go to games all the time. It's like, and I do this. That is my world. That is my world. And you know what? This has added to my life. I wouldn't trade for anything. But it's not just on me. That's the difference.
Sure.
If it was all on me,
Might be a little different.
Yeah, look, just keep looking right into that camera.
Can you put the sad boy emo eyes on too? Right
Oh,
there?
he
Just-
totally could. Don't look at me. Look at the
just
camera.
Just let him.
Okay, hold on. This would be perfect time for that dynamic zoom. So go ahead. Take
What?
for the dynamic
Dynamic
zoom.
zoom.
Look into it. There we go. There it is. Just look at the camera.
are you
Oh.
are you about to play like
Oh, it's.
The eyes of
How
Mackie.
could
How do
this
you think I get
happen?
off? Come on.
just God.
Anyway,
But like, if it was all relying on me, I don't know if it would be the same. And that I think that's kind of the point, is that if you're already someone who's afflicted with depression and anxiety, you could use this as an outlet. Sure, of course. But then once you start adding that pressure into it, that's just another
It's another layer of
avenue
hell.
for stress to come in.
Yep.
And when what used to be fun becomes stressful,
it's no longer fun.
it's no longer fun. Like,
Yeah, I mean you're 100% right. I mean look at like Twitch streamers and stuff like that here too. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking to this guy. He's been doing live streaming for 10 years, and they're like, "What is the longest break you had?" He's like, "Honestly, it was like 12 days." He's like, and he's been doing it for like 10 years, and he just goes, "I've had peaks and troughs." He goes, "There's been times that's been really good, but other times that it becomes very stressful. You're caring so much about your brand, and especially with her, she is a brand." Yeah. Whether she quits YouTube or does whatever right here, she is still a brand. Yeah. She is not going away from Instagram or Twitter. She talks about in her video too that she's still going to be there. You can still reach out to her. I think she still wants to do other stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm just so surprised. Does she think this is just the end of her brand? Does quitting YouTube, I mean, obviously she hasn't done it in 2 years.
Yeah.
She's quitting YouTube. Is that going to change anything in her life? realistically, does this change
At this
anything?
point, probably not.
No.
It could.
I mean,
though.
because it could. I mean, as time goes on, the money from YouTube, because her channel's still monetized. It's just gonna start slowing
Again, that's why I find it
down.
so ironic that she's just like, it's not about me, it's about the depression. She puts out a 30-minute video that's monetized and it's got 800,000 views.
I mean, I don't think that really has to do with anything.
Okay.
I'm purely
Okay.
I'm purely based on if it's truly about the message, then it's not about the money, then I understand it right here. But
It may not be monetized.
No.
click on that video. Let me see that ad. Let me see that Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
Boom, Chromebook.
Okay. All right, you got me.
Okay. It's not really the point.
I know,
mean,
I know,
this
I
is,
understand.
this is,
You're just
I
Chris
feel like
is being Chris.
I feel like this is probably just one last hurrah. Get
Explain myself. Where the hell have I been for this past year?
It's where I've been, what's going on, what I'm doing.
People are invested in her.
Yeah.
And she feels that she needs to be transparent, saying this is what's going on in my life.
Well, yeah.
And I think everyone can understand that.
Because as I was going through all of the Twitter and Instagram, and she would make posts and things, and then people would be like, "Please come back to YouTube. Where are you? Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?" And then it's like, well, this is what she's been doing.
Right.
And also, I think it should be noted that at 2 years ago, she kind of uprooted her entire life, and then
Yeah, she moved from like Texas to Arizona.
moved to Arizona, and then right after that move, she did like a live stream, then she did a video, and then she was gone for a whole year. Then she posted her second to last video, and then it was just nothing. To the point where like I forgot that I was subscribed to her,
I forgot I was subscribed.
and then
I
last-
wasn't.
And then last Thursday, I was just scrolling through, and I found her in my subscriptions, and I was like, oh, this is important. I should probably click on this.
Yeah, but I guess I would encourage watching it because I think it does talk a lot about. She does talk a lot about depression and being in a dark place, and
she shows it.
that she went to a psychiatrist and actually had medical help, and the use of antidepressants and all these things to kind of help her. And I applaud someone that can take those steps, because I think most of us can get into a routine and we just trudge along because we think anything less is failure.
Yeah.
That it goes for her. This is my career. This is who I am right here. I'm just going to do it until I get sick of it. But sometimes that day never comes. You just learn to live with it.
Yeah.
And it just gets worse and worse and worse for your mental health.
Yeah. Until you.
And then guess what happens? You turn into us.
Yikes.
Whoa.
No, but we're fortunate enough that we have people in our lives and that we have other avenues in our lives. And obviously this is not the largest commitment in our entire lives too. This is kind of something that we do for fun, and that we're not to the same level her. We may be at some point, but
That'd be dope.
Here's okay. I'm gonna lay a little bit over here. I think a little bit of what she has is the same thing that professional athletes and people that are celebrities when they're younger go through. By that, they get success, it blows up really quick, really big, really soon right there, and they're trying to figure out where they are in that. They're trying to find some sort of equilibrium in that here. And they go, I have infinite possibilities. How can I take this route? So it's no different than a football player that is 21 years old right there and signs a $50 million thing, and then he goes, I've achieved what most people would take a lifetime to do. Where do I go from here?
What do I do?
What do I do? And then you kind of get just lost in it right there. That's why like some of these guys have like severe depression and everything too, because they don't know what happens after their college career or after their professional career. They're 29 like Gronkowski. He's 29 years old. He's got $60 million in the bank. Like, I'm sure he had plenty of time where he goes, what do I go after this? When my body breaks down, where do I go from here?
Well, I feel like Rob Gronkowski has enough personality that he could probably do analyst work, but that's not the case for everyone.
Right.
I mean, think of I'm trying to think. What's his name? He played for the Steelers. He was a lineman. Had a lot of concussion. I can't remember his name, but it's not necessarily important. But he just did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He did nothing, and then he let his own post-concussion symptoms get to him, and then he eventually just went and intentionally drove on the wrong side of a Pennsylvania highway and crashed into a semi.
Would you like to know what that's called?
What?
What, sundown syndrome?
No.
Oh, I thought that was one you were doing. I think that's like
Call
on
the
set.
Void.
Okay.
But
Do you know what Call of the Void is?
No.
No.
Okay, Call of the Void is...
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it really is.
So, say you're walking down a bridge. Or you're walking across a bridge.
Oh, is that the voice that tells you to jump?
And then you don't do it?
No.
Oh, then you do
it's
it?
the voice.
Oh, okay.
The Call of the Void is that literal voice in the back of your head.
Yeah.
Is like, I could jump off this bridge and probably die. That's called Call of the Void. I've had way too many of those.
This is a real thing. I probably get those about 50 times a day.
That's called Call of the Void. But usually...
That happens all the time with
Yeah,
me.
no.
But it's like
it
I'm not gonna
happens
do
a
it.
lot. Call of the Void is not, like, an anomaly. Call of the Void is very real, but it's you usually just brush that off. But for people that have that chemical imbalance or that depression and anxiety, that Call of the Void really starts to kind of just like...
It kind of mounts on you. Yeah, it builds on that, it's like, why do I have these thoughts? And then it just kind of builds from there. No, I can understand that.
Like, almost like 99% sure it's called Call of the Void. Let me double check.
So
Although it sounds like a really cool Magic the Gathering card. Again, we have to have humor in a serious discussion.
Yeah.
So
God.
Yep, Call of the Void.
So, basically, point being is that, you let things mount for too long, existentially or not, it's going to mess you up. Yeah. It's going to mess you up something fierce. You know what was really striking to me in that video from Laina?
What's that?
Is that when she was going through like the video diary clips she was putting, where she was like, she was talking about like how she was feeling and what she was going through. I was just like, it was just all too familiar for me. It was way too familiar.
I think that's why so many people, they can resonate with that.
Exactly.
Not one single comment in the video was trolly or dickish.
Negative.
Nothing. And
Nothing.
Again, purely me. Little disappointed that there wasn't, because it happens in every other video.
Yeah.
Any other video. Watch any of our other videos.
Oh, there's
someone
so
trolling
many,
right here.
Yeah. There's so many people.
So it's like, wait a minute, you're a troll when they're trying to be funny and maybe talk a little bit about them, but when it's like super serious, then you're like, okay. Makes sense, online community. Anyways.
Well, there's also not wanting to be the person that pushes someone over the edge, too. I think
there is a precedence for that now.
Yeah.
Like, could say they took action against them right there and saying this was the comment. There's now precedence that you could be.
Oh, yeah, she went to jail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no. And I
like that stopped a commenter. Like it stopped a troll right there. I might go to jail for this one right here. Nah.
I mean,
But
the internet community can be vicious, but I feel like even with trolls, there is some element of humanity to them. So I wouldn't want to be the type of person that, I mean, granted, bleeding heart over here, but I wouldn't want to be the person that sends someone over the edge.
No.
I wouldn't want that sitting on me.
Why would you want to do that? Because then you'll always have that on the back of your mind. Like,
it's going to lay on your conscience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, the thing that got me was how real she was being in those videos that she showed. But like the one that got me, it was like, I don't know why I can't get over this. Like, I'm fine. I own a house and I have all these things.
And have my dream car. Like,
And it's just not enough.
Yeah, this is where the video hit me the most, because I'm gonna relate to her.
Okay.
Because I we're going down this. So before I even go, attempted suicide 3 times, and I've been in a psych ward twice. I'm now on my third therapist.
They all can't deal with your shit, man.
No, they don't like how I deal with my shit.
Oh, okay.
It's the alcohol, isn't it?
No, it's
everything.
It's the alcohol.
No, it's not. No, it's not the alcohol. Like, yeah. Yes. Okay.
Oh, see, he was holding back.
No, but no.
Go ahead,
I
Brian.
handle my depression is, as they like to say, not healthy or normal, and my rebuttal is always the same. It's very psychological. What's normal to you is not normal to me. What's normal to a spider is chaos to a fly.
Yep.
I think that was Charlie Manson right there, wasn't that?
Was it?
Was it?
I think it was.
Okay, well, it's still
But where's the lie though?
but where's the lie in it?
Yeah.
There is no lie.
There is no lie.
What she
Okay.
suffers from is something I suffer from. She wakes up every day on the edge of her bed is her demon.
Yeah.
And the second she gets out of that bed, the demon gets up with her and puts its claws into her shoulder, and then you have to fight.
All day.
What side of me is going to be prevalent? Is the side that, like, I own a house, I have my favorite car, I'm happy. Is that the side that gets to prevail? Or is the demon prevailing, where it's you're useless, you've done nothing with your life, you have all these things, but you're really not truly happy.
But here's the thing. Not to be the cynic. I am truly not trying to be the cynic. Everyone has those. Everyone has a demon. Everyone has that.
The difference
But
being though is that it doesn't take as much to set off the bad side.
Okay.
If you have that chemical imbalance, like there's one meme I saw about it that illustrates it perfectly, and it's basically it's like, you know, it's someone just walking along, and then like a black smudge appears on them, and then it starts spreading. It's just like, I don't know what happened. Nothing happened today.
Yeah.
Nothing bad even happened.
And then you're covered in the smudge.
And then you're covered in the darkness, and it's like, you know, that's the problem with going through things like this. And she said in the video she would get things done. She would get videos done. She would hate them.
Yeah.
Or she would try.
I would edit the whole thing, get ready to. I was literally hitting upload,
And then
I would
instantly
watch it
hated
before
it.
it uploaded, and then it would hate it, and I delete it.
No,
It's. I mean,
you're not being a cynic. It's just it really is.
But here's okay. All right. Again, not being the cynic. I really am. I'm trying to understand, because
Okay, that's fine.
we have all dealt depression, and we've all dealt depression in different ways, and different things kind of set us off. But to me, God, I really didn't want to go through these conversations, but I guess hey, we're here.
We already agreed on this.
I know.
We're already
It's
here.
gonna,
4 days
It's
ago.
gonna come out awful though. It's gonna be like just bad diarrhea. Okay, from a Indian place. Okay, so. Oh yeah, dude. Okay, so here's I'm just trying to understand.
I'm just saying I'm going first.
Go for it.
I'm just trying to
I'm
understand.
the worst one here, so.
No, by
So
far.
she talks.
No, but thank
she
you.
talks about all these achievements in her life,
Right.
and saying that they do not either bring her joy, or that she can't validate that those are good things in her life, or maybe she sees them as good things, but it doesn't bring her self-worth up or something like that.
No, I'm going. I got it. You're next.
So my question really is that why do we need to care about her depression, in a sense of that she has done the successful things, she has done successful lives. So it is really hard for me to resonate with her and understand when she says, you know, oh, I've had to move, and I'm in my dream home, I have my own car, I went on a trip to London and the Philippines and stuff like that. I have not taken a fucking vacation in 10 plus years. The longest I've taken is 3 days. Okay. Yeah. And I have busted my butt working hard and providing for my family right here. I feel like I have no worth, because all I am is just a cog in the wheel, constantly just living paycheck to paycheck. And then she has all these life experiences that people would kill for.
I totally get it.
It seems like she takes it for granted, and it's just kind of like, well, that's what it is. And even after this here, she can still go on any trip. She can go to any keynote place. She can go to a place and people will buy tickets to go see her watch. Like, no one can understand that unless they're in her shoes right there. So how can I feel sorry for her? That is my question. What's that?
I'm wearing it. For the people, if you are listening, I am wearing our Booty Beef Show shirt. Something we spent a lot of time on. It's in the merch store. It's a shameless fucking plug, but I'm telling you right now, I'm wearing it.
So, okay, let me try and put it to you in this context.
No. Hold on. I'm not done. You're going to keep
You're a little
keep going.
teary-eyed right there. I appreciate the emotion behind it. I really do.
I'm being dead serious. I'm wearing it.
Okay, go for it.
Because it's a different level. Yes, you're absolutely right. I currently, right now, drive 10 to 12 hours a day, going from Columbus to Detroit. Working my ass off, loading a truck, unloading a truck, making sure this is right, and then driving back. And I bust my ass in, and she gets to make YouTube videos, she just goes to cons and gatherings. there's no why. Great, everyone knows your face. But when when something is wrong, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Corey has gotten recognized at concerts. Are you that guy from Cauldron of Weird? Now, you've said plenty of times that it's like really exciting.
That is an unreal experience the first few times that has happened.
I was with you the first time it happened.
Yeah, but
No, you weren't. You didn't go to that show. That was Jeremiah.
Oh,
That was
I was
Jer-
with you the
that
one
was
time
Jer-
it happened.
That was a good day.
But like if you're battling depression, if you're battling some deep, dark crap, I'm actually watching my language. I'm actually proud of myself.
Good for you.
It doesn't matter. I literally have a wife who loves me, and there are times where it just don't matter.
Look at it. Let's look at it this way.
Yeah.
You know, it's. Think of people like Chester Bennington, Robin Williams, Chris Cornell from Soundgarden, for those who don't know. You know, you can have everything in the world. You can have everything.
Just like she.
I thought I was gonna be able to bring up Robin Williams. Nope.
But if you have that thing wrong in your head, you can have everything, and it's not going to matter. Look at
going on Robin Williams. What'd he do?
Genie.
No. Yes.
Flubber.
What
he
did
wanted to
that
make a
man do?
sequel.
What was that man's one goal in his entire life?
To just make people laugh.
and
He
that
wanted people to feel happy.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't.
Yeah.
and that's something I can really resonate with. Is that
I think that's why all our humor is so dark.
is that
It's 100% why our humor is so dark. Are you kidding? I knew
No,
about that since day one.
No, you have hit the nail on the head right there.
that really resonates with me. It's like you know, I know what it's like to feel that miserable, so I try to entertain people so they don't feel as miserable as I do.
Can I make a really crappy Doctor Who quote?
Please don't.
Make it quick.
No one else should have to feel like this.
Fair.
No one else should have to feel this pain. Not on my watch.
Actually, that
You
is
hit
a
it.
pretty.
You hit it.
I was half expecting him to just go allons-y. Be like,
No.
yes.
See, because you're the beehole of the group.
That's it. That's it.
No,
So-
I'm
But
dead
no,
serious.
you're-
Like that's how I kind of feel. It's
you're-
like for people with depression, we really care about our friends or people around us, their problems, because we don't have to worry about our own. And if we can help people around us that don't have to feel the pain and the sorrow that we feel, then it matters. And then, but
Sure.
at the end of the day, we're not dealing with the things that
Are wrong with you.
are wrong with us. And she addressed it. She really stopped, like, I'm not going to say caring about the fans, but she really stopped to realize it's like, I can't help everyone if I can't help myself.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's fair.
I did curse, and I said, oh no, I
That's
said
a-
crappy.
yeah, you're good.
You're fine.
I'm good.
You're fine.
You're
no,
good.
I don't think it's a crappy Doctor Who reference because it's
Actually, I think it's a very appropriate quote to use given
Yeah.
the context.
yeah, given
of
the
this
context. So I'm
conversation.
actually proud of myself. But it's like, it really just that.
I mean, truly, I wouldn't wish this
On
on
anyone,
anyone. This is
even my mortal enemies, and
Really?
I only have 2.
feeling.
He's like,
I
oh,
have
but
a-
there's only 3 of you over
I have-
there. Okay.
Oh boy.
and there's
You
only
get to judge who's the 2.
it's the guy with the Steelers shirt on.
I don't
But-
think I'm the other one.
But I wouldn't wish this on anyone because let's look at what I've done in like the last year or so. I got a new car, I got a new house, I
You became a homeowner.
yeah
I became
He's
a
a
home.
homeowner.
I'm a homeowner
Bryant's a homeowner, and they're both sad.
like
because it's a new level of hell, man.
Actually, I kind of dig owning a house, but like,
And
know,
I didn't
He's
mean
like,
to. I didn't
he's
mean.
like,
to-
I
didn't
can lay
mean-
naked
that came off,
everywhere.
That came off really wrong from me, and I'm
that
sorry.
just came off the right way for how our channel works, and
But
that was
it
very
was wrong
sexual.
for me to say it in that manner.
Okay,
don't
yeah.
apologize.
No, don't apologize.
Like, it's
Never say you're
but,
sorry.
like, I've
Stop
done,
it, you.
I've done I've made so many great steps. I've got my foot like in a firm place in
Unlike
in
me,
my job, and unlike you.
I'm all over the place, man.
You're living life on the edge.
And
I am living it fast and loose.
You are unemployed.
you guys don't need to understand that context. We know it enough. But
yeah. What am
it's
I
like,
gonna do?
I've done so many great things, but there are still days where it's like, where I can't even get off the couch because I feel like there's just a hole in the middle of my chest and I can't get rid of it. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you've accomplished.
But here's
That
my
demon is
Hey,
there.
Corey, ask me the last time I streamed.
When was the last time you streamed? Actually, I was wondering that.
Was it like 3 months ago? 4 months ago?
When Bloodstain came out. That was a month and a half ago.
Yeah, you lazy butt. Lazy. You know yours? Lazy. You don't care about your community. You don't care about your fans at all right there. Lazy.
Okay, so he hasn't
What-
listened for the
what-
last 25 minutes.
What is Toxic gonna do?
What's Taquito
Without
Burrito? What do you think Taquito Burrito's feeling right now?
What's Tiger thinking?
Or Scrub Tech?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know who these people are.
That's our
streams.
streaming community right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, well,
It's
they'll have to understand eventually when they see this video.
But here's the thing. I think more people are understanding. I think that now that there's been so many people that are getting burned out and that these things weighing on them. Young people, too. I mean, Brian's 30 right there, so he's halfway dead. But for us,
Joke's
in
the
our
same
20s
age-
still,
we're
joke's on you. I'm 10 years away from death, man.
you're on your
Don't
you're on
keep
devil's
reminding
porch
me.
right
Don't forget, I made the joke last week. It's like, oh, good. At 3 years old, I threw my back out. That means I'm 1 year away from my midlife crisis.
So
Mustang, here I go.
So I think so many people are understanding now that it's like it is a huge time commitment, energy commitment, life commitment. You put your heart and
Yeah.
soul into these things right here.
Now,
hold on. Yeah.
But I think now, but the damage is already done.
But-
Yeah.
Some
Hold
people
on.
have been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah. So, you know what? I'm going with it.
Go
I'm
with
going
it,
to keep going for it.
Yeah.
Say your thing.
Baby boomer generation.
Right.
So, our parents,
Yep.
anyone that went through to therapy, it was a,
week.
oh my God, I heard they went to therapy. Our generation is, hey guys, guess what my therapist told me? It's a different
Culture.
culture. And it's so weird because it's like our parents in the old generation, it's like, how the hell are you all depressed? Well, I mean, the list is really long, but for me personally,
It's this, and this.
yeah, it's a
And then they call you a socialist, and then they drive off in their Hummer.
yeah. Oh, look, here
Yeah,
we
I
go.
know.
There we go. There
As
we
they
go.
burn
Now
that
we got
oil,
political.
burn
But
that
no,
oil, put another hole in
it's
the
really
ozone.
weird because it's like I have no problem saying it's like, hey, you know, I've tried to kill myself 3 times. I've been in psychiatric care twice.
Does anyone ever look at you and say, "Well, you failed at that, so you're a failure in life"?
I work in a kitchen.
He goes now.
Well, no, I work in a kitchen. That's a joke.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where, I think that's
we-
also where my dark humor gets is because I work in a kitchen. It's like I've been called some really,
But that was the point I'm
things.
trying to make is like we take the dark things in our life right there, and that we make fun of it because there is
that's a
some
coping
relief in it.
That's
It
a
is
coping mechanism,
coping
and then the older
mechanism.
generation doesn't get it. It's like she didn't use it as a coping mechanism, and that's fine. But like for some people, that's the only way we can cope. For me, it's alcohol.
How many is there?
We really shouldn't be
Six.
laughing about this, but
For me, it's out like it's.
Right.
For me,
I
it's
haven't even finished one, just so you know.
I know. For me, it's like alcohol and really just making fun of life. It's why I'm on therapist number 3 because they're like, that's not healthy. I'm like, it is.
know.
No, I don't even say I know. It's like, it is to me.
Bryant is literally the embodiment of the, and what do we say? blah 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 therapist.
No.
That is Bryant to a T.
And what do we say when we feel sad?
It'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that sometimes. No.
But yeah, okay.
So
now they're sympathetic to that. Even just a few years ago, that really wasn't the case.
Exactly.
Mental health was not as widely, fought over a few years ago.
The gamer. Crap.
Ninja.
No, not Ninja. Like
The one that just a few months ago, like, what did he do? Did he jump off the Brooklyn Bridge or something?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I forget his name. I know who you're talking about.
Someone go ahead, Google.
Hold on, I got
it.
it.
Yeah, please Google it because it is driving me insane because everyone thought he just went missing, but then it's like, no, he killed himself. Edka. Sorry, that spiked the mic. My bad, guys.
You're fine.
We're
spiking it all over the place.
It's really, we're in this.
He was 29, by the way. So he's about the same age as Laina.
So we're
And
really
us.
in this phase
And
where
us.
it's like, you have the older generation that's like, doesn't really get it because
Cupping up, Buttercup.
Well, that has been the mentality since forever.
Okay.
It's just like rub some dirt in it, and you're right there. Why are you crying? Right, it's like why don't you just go
So-
back to work and forget about it.
Pull
don't
yourself
talk,
up by the
We
bootstraps.
don't talk about it. If we don't talk about it, it's not a problem. That's
If
why
it-
I'd say
if we
you
don't
don't
talk
have
about it-
cancer because I didn't go to a doctor. Yeah,
Exactly.
well, you're right.
Well, then what happened when he died? He just died.
yeah,
it,
strangest thing.
we're in this we're in a transitional phase where it's like
Understanding is
of
huge.
understanding because we have the crusty old people. Yes,
He said crusty.
They are crusty.
they are
first off, okay?
because it's like in their generation it was
dry skin.
throw some dirt on it, man up. It's like man up, suck it up. But now it's like you're going through some crap.
Yeah.
So I mean, and it's starting to become more recognized, and I agree with that. But I think there's more resources out there. It's more talked about now.
It's no longer the $6 man; it's the $6 million man. It's like we can help you.
Well, but there's again more resources. There's more programs out there. There's more information out there that you can find people that are like mine. So for me, I go to a grief council. Okay, I go every month right there because I'm surrounded by people that have gone through similar experiences as me right here, and there is community in it, and you can, just like these conversations, really talk what's really kind of in your heart and in your soul, and there is healing through it. So like for me, I could be mad, I can be pissed, I can be depressed and everything right here, but just by talking about it feels like there's some sort of solace to it, and then people understand when you're there, and then it can help them.
So here's the question, like, because we're still focusing on the whole reason we're doing this podcast, but the question I have now,
Okay.
medication.
Right.
I self-medicate.
You're saying that as a joke, but also being
Joke,
serious.
but it's serious.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I self-medicate.
So medication is because a lot of people that have depression and anxiety
They don't want to take it.
Well, I didn't want to take it.
Well, most of them are fluoride-based right there, and that's going to totally mess with your brain right there. It's going to mess with your brain chemistry. You're going to be worse.
Okay. So,
By the way, that's purely based off the same scientific research as someone that's an
vaccines
anti-vaxxer.
cause yeah, I know.
Right.
You're-
So it's a
you're doing
joke.
it.
It's a
So
joke.
it's
Let's be serious for a
but-
second.
Let's be serious for a second.
I
No
don't-
one wants that stigma put upon them, though.
No, you're right.
No,
And
it's not even that.
When you're going to take it, it's like she even
It's
addressed
just
it in the video.
yeah.
She
It's
was
her
like-
video when she's like, "I broke down when
That's
I went
why
to the
I
pharmacy."
That's why I did this. When you take medication, the medication is supposed to counteract the imbalance,
Right.
but you don't feel normal.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking from experience, you lose yourself.
You can.
No, you do, because if you've gone months, years, I'm glad she's getting help, but it's like, if you've been dragging this shadow along, this demon, and then all of a sudden you take medication and it's gone, you're not you.
Your identity's gone.
you're gone.
You identify with this.
Again.
It was always me. And
I'm
the
going
demon,
back.
not-
I'm plugging back in. You're not you. It's not normal. And again, what is normal? Yes, you should medicate. It will mess you up. And you know what? No, don't listen to me because I don't.
Are you getting that in the short term? It might mess you up, but in the long term, it's going to be better for your health.
Yes, because it's like the way I'm going is like you don't have to listen to me because I've been on and off medication. Let's see, I'm 30 now, so 15 years. I've been on.
You should really up your dosage right there, man.
Oh, sure, I did, and I've stopped taking it already.
Bryant, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm here.
I'm not sure whether that's so good or bad.
I'm kind of going like
That
insert
wasn't an
joke
answer.
here, maybe.
Insert joke here. I'm uncomfortable.
No, it. You know it.
This
The
is
reason
never
why
going to be a
people
comfortable
no,
podcast.
I know.
I'm speaking from experience, and if I'm speaking from my personal experience. This may not be the consensus or the majority voice, but a lot of people don't take medication. I don't like taking my medications because you stop feeling like you.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to happen because, again, you have a chemical imbalance. And it's like, hey, we're going to treat this imbalance and we're going to balance you out so the you've been feeling like for X amount of months or years is gone.
Is no longer you.
It's no longer you, so then you want to stop taking it because it's like...
I want to be me.
Yeah, I want to be me, but it's like, no, the me you're being right now is wrong because of this imbalance. You need to take these medications.
But then we stop taking it, and then we rely on self-medicating through like things like alcohol or smoking. At least in my personal experience, it's smoking and alcohol that I use to deal with my bullshit.
But yeah, you get that really good buzz though.
No,
everything feels right with the world.
No. So no.
But if you get an alcohol buzz, it can make it worse. Like
It's based on what you're feeling.
Alcohol is a depressant.
Yeah, and like
But if
I would know from experience.
But if I'm already depressed, it's got nowhere to go but up.
that's
No,
not true.
No,
nowhere to go but down.
That's not true.
But I'm already down.
I
you
have
could go downer.
More downer.
You can go
Ultra
further down.
downy.
It's just like what she said. It was like
The
when
name is Downer,
when you're
more
having a
downer.
high, you can have a high, but when you're low, it can go low.
It just goes.
Yeah, and like
there's no bar for the low.
And do not do what I did at one point when I just tried to suppress it with Jack Daniels. Don't do that, because I have wound up just miserable on my kitchen floor by myself.
You called me.
I want to.
You called me.
That was a bad
So
day.
That was a bad day. I remember coming over and you're just like, hi. I'm like,
I messed
but
up.
But when it's hot pumpkin pie or something
was
right
that,
there.
Was that on at the last place at Indianola?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
See, I don't
And
think
I
I ever
took
heard
the-
about
and then
that
I-
story.
So
And I didn't know because I took the bomb. Like, yep, we're doing this.
Nice.
Talk.
So here's my question for you guys.
Yeah.
I think we're in a fair agreement that like depression is depression, and how you feel is just
She's
kind of
she's
who
bigger
you
than
are
any of us because we've kind of Alan Rails this.
well, it was just a very general subject.
No,
and
that's a podcast. It's supposed to go off the rails, but it's supposed to stick to the thing. Before we
stuck to mental health.
we that's what I'm saying. We stuck to it, but before we go off the rails again, she did something that not a lot of people want to do. To sit in front of a camera and be like, Grant, we kind of did this because I know I just did, but she literally just said, I've been gone for a year because I have anxiety, I have depression, and I'm just done.
So here's my question to you.
Go ahead.
If you have depression or anxiety and everything there, but you are capable, you are functional, but you just absolutely hate every waking moment of your life, is it a problem? So for her, say she feels exactly the way that she feels, and she put out videos every day for 20 years, smiled for the cameras, shook hands with people, went to conventions right there.
We
Right.
see her in the news. She kills herself.
Would we think that eventually there has to be some sort of traumatic event.
There's a
there has
breaking
to be
point
some
for
sort of breaking
everyone.
point.
Yes.
There's
Because everyone has their
what's the
limit.
saying? It's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Wear rubber twice.
Eventually,
So I know comments are gonna be saying, "Jesus Christ, Brian needs to get some fucking help."
He jokes on you. He's been getting help.
It's still
and
not.
see how's it working.
Hour 9:20, by the way. I just bleeped myself.
Well, we're fine.
We're good.
Yeah, no, I'm
This'll-
keeping
this'll-
track of the
I
bleeps.
figured this will be a long.
No, I'm keeping track of the bleeps.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
you're
well.
just one big bleep.
Just gonna.
Oh,
Every time-
thank
every
God
time you-
for that.
yeah.
Then
Every time you open your mouth. So, I guess go ahead and
she's
I'll
bigger than any of us because, like, you know,
eventually it comes to a head. Everything eventually comes to a head. You know the saying, actions have consequences. With your mental health, that's a very true statement.
So the action is basically the baseball bat being wrapped in wire and it's just swaying around the corner.
I was thinking about the day too. I'm like, almost every video he's in, he has to do some sort of baseball swing.
It's just his
Golf
thing.
You
swing.
said a baseball bat.
Well,
It's a
yeah,
similar
but
motion.
again, you got me in that crappy. I have to practice my golf swing because
So here's
Another coping mechanism.
so you guys told me
No,
how
it's
you
just
all
straight
felt when you watched it. You all told me unanimously what you thought.
I did.
Tyler, did you?
I don't know. Did I?
you did.
I mean, you did. You were kind of in agreement
it's
with
been
everything.
over an hour, but
don't
yeah,
know.
Chris, you haven't.
Go ahead and finish, and then I'll finish, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. I watched this being someone who hadn't watched her in over a year.
Okay.
And
Well, you couldn't have because she didn't put out a video for 11 months.
Exactly.
Right, like
But-
out of sight, out of mind.
my experience seemed very different from your guys's. When I was watching this, it was essentially what it was. It was a breakup. It was somebody. It was for me. It was rediscovering someone that I thought that
You knew.
I knew, but also rediscovering content that I hadn't seen in years, and then coming to say, yeah, I really enjoy this person and what they do, but if this is what they're going through, then I don't want them to keep going.
Yeah, don't.
Don't keep going if this is what you're...
But that's something that's relatively new. Now that we can watch people over the years and develop a relationship, they might never know who you are.
Exactly.
But you have had that relationship with them, and so you're kind of like, we have this bond.
Yeah, and without sounding like a crazy person, I literally did...
Well,
Too late.
Well,
If you've watched this channel, it's way
Yeah,
too
it's
late
like
for that.
way too late. Like we're
Well,
3
yeah,
years in, man. We've
everybody-
made stabbing jokes so many times.
Everybody tries to point me as a serial killer. Anyway.
Shoot for the dreams, man. Just go for the stars.
Anyway.
Or if you
thought I was out.
watched our Donkey Kong 64 series, I think that's really all you need to know about us. as
Watch on
people.
YouTube.
All right.
It's great.
Anyway, so I actually went through and she has 200 some odd videos. I only know that because
Something
I
like
was
that.
watching it for the last 9 days because
Yeah.
I was doing as
I don't
much,
know. The battery's dead.
I was doing
Yeah.
as much research as I could. So I was watching as many videos as I possibly could to kind of figure out what was going on. And there were a couple of signs here and there, off-color comments, or you could just tell from like the uploading schedule what was going on here and there.
Sure.
And it just seemed like, for me, it's always like when I discover that one of my friends or somebody I know has depression, I always sit there and I say, how did I miss the signs?
Pretty easy to miss the signs.
Exactly.
It's
Because
actually
Robin Williams.
Yeah. No.
Exactly.
way easy to miss the
Exactly.
signs.
But then you kind of like, you sit there and you get mad at yourself because you're like, I should have figured this out. I have friends with this. How could I have missed this? And
Yep.
then you're just,
Not throwing that in. Tyler, when did you know I had depression?
it was probably like, I believe the third time I met you, probably because you told me directly to my face.
I wanna
because
say
we all
that's the
got
same thing with me,
really
too.
drunk.
Yeah, probably because of that. Because I went over to Brandon and I was like, "Hey, so he's like 16 beers in. Is he cool?" And Brandon's like, "No." and then
No.
you were like, "I can hear you guys talking about me. Yes, I'm depressed."
Yeah, I just laughed.
And I was like, "Should we do something?"
And then I said no.
And then you're like, "No, this is what I do." And I was like, "Well, that's not good." But
I mean,
it's just I don't know.
I mean, mine really didn't come around until about well, I've always had anxiety, but like,
yours was a baseball bat around a corner, man. You were like that little kid going, like trying to get out of school, turn the corner, and it goes,
bam.
Let me put it this way, because there's, it really started in like 2013. Tyler, I think the true catalyst for this, was right before Mayhem Fest. You know what I was doing with that.
Oh,
so
man.
then
there was the violent outbursts.
Yeah, then I got angry about it. Then I got sad about it. But then the sadness just never went away.
You actually told me about this, so I didn't know about it.
I don't think you ever told me.
Well,
that's for another time.
Well, I'll tell you off camera. But off camera and off
Sounds
mic.
sexy.
Spoiler alert, it was not great.
It was not great. It was don't whisper it to the microphone.
No, you said it was bad. It was bad.
It was bad. So
It was
like,
bad.
but then the sadness hit me, and then it just never went away. And I was like, why am I not getting over this? What is happening? And then I tried to find things to fill that void. Xenos, drinking, smoking.
I'm a testament. I saw all of these things happen.
Frankly, it sounds like an awesome party that I wasn't invited to.
Um,
We didn't know you
Xenos
then.
is not a good party to go to.
That's
No.
a different podcast.
That's when you're drinking the Kool-Aid, right?
by the way, our next podcast
that's
is
when
about
you're
cults.
yeah, no,
We
that's
can.
when you are screwing a student and then you get caught. It's like, oh no, we're a part of a church called Xenos. Looking at you, Ohio State.
it's
I didn't
a
make God
Bible
cry because I didn't
study.
pull out.
All right. That's enough of that.
But
Sorry, we took away your spotlight.
but like,
you had to say Xenos.
I got sad. I tried to find these things. God, alcohol, smoking, nothing worked. And eventually I just came
and
to
God laughed at you.
Joke's on me. There is no God.
I'm sorry, Satan laughed at you.
Well, there it is.
Hey, Black Rat.
He's got a Barry White laugh too, right there.
Anyway.
I'm just
But-
looking at the
Go
beer.
ahead and finish your thing.
It just
Corey.
it never went away. It never let up. And so then I was just left with this. I was like, well, I guess this is my goddamn life now. Like, eventually, the straw broke the camel's back, and I was just like, okay, this isn't last year. And like my roommate at the time goes, dude, you need to talk to someone, and you need to talk to someone now.
Would his name begin with a J?
It would.
It would. Okay, and that means a lot because that dude is
Oh no, he knows he's messed up too.
okay.
He sees someone.
Oh, good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him.
He
But-
knew.
Proving my point.
But it's just like it
We need to
it's gonna come to a head no matter what happens.
Exactly.
No matter
giggity.
how.
Nice.
That's it. I'm throwing a bottle at you after we're done. But
I don't know. I've got most of the
thank-
bottles
thank-
on the
Thank
table.
you for sharing all that.
But,
I mean,
like,
that's
it's-
important.
Again,
But
I'm sorry. That's my
that's-
coping mechanism, man.
she hit it pretty well.
Oh yeah.
She hit it.
I
pretty well.
barely picked up on it when I was rewatching a bunch of
I
stuff.
hit it pretty well from my job. I pretty much knew what was going on eventually, but I was like, I can handle it. It's fine. It's fine. No, I'm a little bummed out today. It's fine. Just let me be.
We're a generation that we don't care about our mental health. Like, we actually feel like shit if we call off. We feel
There's many reasons for that, but that's not for this podcast.
no. But
That
I'm
may
just,
be for a discussion with Bernard Sanders.
I wrote the bill. No,
All right.
but that's
gotta come to that's gotta be on a
literally
shirt,
just
right?
brings it full. Like, we don't care about ourselves. We care more about others. Like,
It's
I
true.
care more about the three of you than I do about my own mental health. As
I think that's
Open your wallet and give me $5 right now. I
I
need
need
it.
it for gas.
I need it. Put your
nope, just
put,
paid
put
my
your
mortgage.
All right,
I'm broke.
Corey, were you done or?
Yeah, I'm.
No.
That's pretty much the point I was trying to make. Is that you.
We could do this for another 3 hours. We really could because, like,
Ooh,
again,
we're going Joe Rogan lengths.
All
no,
right.
no. I'm just saying, like, we gave this trigger
5-hour
warning
Alex
because it's
Jones
like
one.
I felt like
we're not making this about us. We are not making this about
We're
us.
just trying to show. It's like
This,
put a
yeah,
spotlight
I
on
this
get
is
it.
real.
I get it.
We get it. It's
Look,
It's
I'm
a terrible thing.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched this whole thing.
Yeah, you
and
chug.
then,
You chugged that. I'm
right.
I'm 7 in, man.
Oh man. Okay.
No, I can't chug. I'm a little bitch boy with that. I'm sorry. I can't chug.
Are you good on that, by the way?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
We're good.
Cool.
I watched this and I felt like I just needed to talk about it with you.
No, and I'm glad you did. Like, yes.
I knew
So
it wasn't
but
going to
more-
be comfortable, and
Well, more people are saying we need to have these conversations.
exactly.
And we got to have it.
You could say I was inspired by her.
No,
I mean,
and we all were. Granted, when we like all got together and as we were setting up the equipment, I'm just like, I'm not looking forward to this, but it's like you have to have these conversations because it's a thing.
So okay, all right.
Go ahead, be your cynic.
We've got 10 minutes before we need to wrap this up.
I know, I was gonna say,
you
so
do
is
your
everyone
thing,
Yeah,
and
we
then
are
I
exact-
think I know how I can wrap it all up.
after after my talk? I don't know if you can.
No, I still
Welcome
think I
to
could.
Chris's
Don't.
TED Talk.
No.
I'm not being mean.
No.
I'm not being mean.
No,
That
I
is
know you're not
not
being
my-
mean. I know what you're about to do.
That's not my intention. I'm not being mean.
Is he playing devil's advocate or
No,
something?
it's just my impression when I listened to it. This was my impression.
Right.
Is that I couldn't understand, and I can vicariously understand.
She was looking for an out. Just say it.
No, well, I can vicariously understand that's like these are the things she's feeling. I'm not negating that she was feeling those things, but personally with me and things that I have gone through, to me they're not that big of a deal. And that's a terrible thing to say when someone has depression, to say your depression is not as bad as my depression. It's not a game of who has the bigger crap, you know?
Yeah.
But to me it just kind of felt like you have a good life. You have all these good things. And I understand that we talked about all those things and sometimes they don't mean anything. But it's like
Okay.
don't squander it. Don't take it for granted. If anything, it's like, rejoice in what your efforts have gotten you right here.
Chris, we have all opened up. Do it.
Do I? Okay.
No, because
Okay.
like seriously, because
Okay.
this podcast
Because
has
at this point, if you don't open up, people are just like, this guy's a dick.
no, I'm
Yeah,
doing
okay.
it for you.
Okay. All right.
I'm doing it for you
So I am
because
I am,
I can't name my own child a certain name.
So, basically, my children had passed away. And
Premature.
They were premature, but they were alive. And God damn it, dude.
No.
And
Keep going.
I know.
Wait,
And
we're here.
I held both of their. I held both of them in my arms. I held my son while he died in my arms.
Yeah.
And
No.
it is so
we're done.
hard. It's so hard for. It's so hard for me to understand someone that goes, I've had a lot of things put in place and had a successful career, and it's hard for me to put things in perspective going through something like that.
There you go.
That every day weighs on my soul.
That's why you're allowed to be this entire hour and a half. That's why you're allowed to be a cynic.
But that's why I don't like talking about, because
No.
when it comes to people's depression, that they have every right to be upset. It's
You're-
like but for me, it's an awful thing to say, but I feel it's like mine is worse than yours, and I would be happy
You
to give
get
it
it.
away to anyone else in the world.
Yeah, no.
But-
Yeah, did I just force that? I did. But you also have been hinting at it for an hour and a half.
I know, and I again,
And
you're
I'm not
at-
going to
you're-
discredit you on
Yeah,
that.
no,
No,
you're
you have
absolutely
every
right.
right.
You're absolutely right. Her entire career was a meme.
it's the
So-
person behind the meme, and I get that too. It's
Yeah.
just
It's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
different when it's like all she had to do was be in front of a camera, and she did her charity thing. She went to cons, she went to gatherings, but it's like I literally held my son as he died.
I'm wondering, like, if all the charity work she did, and she did a pretty fair amount of charity
She did a
work.
lot.
Yeah,
I'm
she
wondering if that was her way of saying, it's just like, this is my way of, like,
Deal
trying not to feel so shitty about myself.
it could be. Yeah, it very well could be.
or
I'm wondering.
No, she used her popularity to address
issues
And
and help people.
I applaud people that do that, because
Yeah.
But
she's using her
I
status in
get
that
where you're coming from.
Yeah.
No, I think we all do.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very because you know what? I'm saying this. Our first interview never happened. On the YouTube channel, you'll see our very first interview was Bro Job. It wasn't bro job.
No, that was after Bro Job.
Our second interview never happened.
That was after Bro
That
Job.
was after Bro
Because
Job.
it was
No, our first interview. I remember we all got
it
in the
was
car.
April of 18.
Yeah.
The Bro Job interview was December of
17.
17.
December
December.
17.
No.
Yeah, it was. It was, buddy.
Brian, I remember the date very well.
Yeah.
Trust
Okay, fine,
me. I
fine,
remember
fine.
the date very well.
Trust but verify. I
Fine.
understand.
So,
Yeah.
but no, that yeah. So, but
We were all together, and you got a speeding ticket.
I did get it.
You did get
that day.
It was all worth it, I think. I don't know.
I
got-
get it because it really is. It really is easy to be a SIG for you because she got to sit in front of a camera, and you.
It's. I understand people have
Yeah,
issues
you
that
know,
go on
you-
their
you're-
life.
you-
but
you're
to me,
absolutely right.
But to me, it kind of goes. That's the biggest thing.
Really?
You can literally leave this at any time, and
It's the old saying.
So-
We're gonna end it. We're gonna end it on the old saying. Whatever crap you're going through, someone else has it 10 times worse.
Sure.
I'm not downplaying this. Like this has
And I'm
been
not
an
either.
hour and a half podcast where we all have just opened our soul and we've given trigger warnings and God.
Well, you guys did.
I'm seven. I'm 7 beers.
Yeah,
deep.
Tyler, why are you so messed up now? How do you follow that?
You know he's always
We
been
don't
that
have
way.
enough time for that.
Yeah.
Do you want that alphabetically or by order of importance?
No, I
My thing
literally-
is-
the last time I told somebody it was Bryant, and he was pissed drunk by the end of it, and it was 4 hours later.
You mean 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Where I literally grabbed you by the shirt. I'm like,
Please stop.
no, I didn't say please stop. I'm like, you and I are going to a bar by ourselves, and we're gonna talk about this shit.
And I was like, "You're going to bed, buddy."
He literally threw me back into my apartment.
He was so drunk. But again, it's not about me or any of that. The reason I brought all of this up is because
Because we all want to open our hearts as men because,
we're
men
not
don't-
supposed
men
to.
don't talk about mental health.
Exactly.
No. So this is what I'm saying. It's like you can't take things at face value. You can't understand sometimes what someone is going through.
You don't.
You can't assume. We make these assumptions with her here. With
But we
Laina,
don't know.
But we don't know what she's going through.
We don't know.
we
her
don't.
personally.
But the fact that she came out and said it is a very big step, and I wish her all the best. I hope she gets her help. If she has to medicate, it helps her. If she does self-medication, it helps her. I really do. But it's like,
At the end of the day, you're only as strong as you think you are.
Right.
yep,
Yeah.
I
And-
ain't that strong.
And
well,
if you're
you
strong
can admit
enough
it.
to face that head on, then you better be ready to ride that bull because that is a mean one.
Yeah.
And it's with mental health, it's just such a strange thing because it's never easy to talk about. No one wants to talk about it. It's
Right.
messy, and you can only fight back your demons for so long.
not to mention when you do talk about it, you have to literally roll back your entire history, which no one wants to think about.
Yeah, like why do you want to bring up shitty things from the past? Like that's awful.
Hi, I'm Tyler from Cauldron of Weird. What you just watched was probably the hardest thing we ever filmed. I was inspired to make this video by Laina and talking about her battle with anxiety and depression. You can't know the battles that people are fighting, and I really hope that this video gives someone the courage to go seek help. To Laina, I would just like to say, if you're watching this, or if you happen to come across this at some point, we'd like to thank you for all of the years of laughter and love that you gave this platform and on this channel. I watched a lot of your videos over the years, and you got me through some dark parts in my life. And I can't thank you enough. And we wish you all the best in your next endeavors. And we're happy that you got help, that you're getting help, and that you're getting better. Thank you. And we'll see you all in the next video, guys. Bye.